At the understatement of the year. So, you know, we're excited about the opportunity. You know, we know that they have some key guys that are banged up, whether or not, you know, how that affects their playing or not playing. They're still going to be tough to beat. They're a very good team and very well coached, so we're going to have to play our very best tomorrow to come out successful.
Well, say he's out. What do you think that opens up in the post for y'all offensively?
Well, I think you know, he's a really good player. Number one, he's their second leading scorer, and we're really impressed with him, having watched him a lot on film. And I'm sure he'll be back. You know, it's unfortunate for any player to have an injury. You know, we've had Craig Sawyer dealing with a shoulder now, where he couldn't practice yesterday, and you know, he'll hopefully practice today, but he has a labral issue in his shoulder. You know, so everybody's going through it, especially this time of year. You know, what they did without him in the lineup is they played a lot more zone in the last game against South Carolina. And honestly, you know, they had a great opportunity to win. They were up 10 with 4 minutes to go. South Carolina miraculously came back and won in overtime. So, you know, with him out, they become more of a perimeter-oriented offense, even though, you know, they can still get the ball to Hyman low and some other guys down low. I mean, he was their key low post threat.
What kind of challenges does Moody present on the perimeter?
Yeah, Moody is a fantastic player. I mean, leading scorer in the league, incredible athlete combined with skill, and really great competitor. And I coached against Isaiah Thomas and Nate Robinson, both at the University of Washington when I was out west, and you know, he reminds me a lot of those two guys. I just read last night. I mean, Isaiah Thomas might make the All-Star team. I mean, he's that, you know, it's just a incredible competitor and an unbelievable body, and you know, he can hurt you in so many ways. Not just scoring or shooting deep threes from 30 feet. I mean, his range is amazing, but also he's a very good passer and a good, tough defender.
What's it like going into your first, I guess, you know, game against Andy Kennedy? How much have you coached against him in the past, or what have you known about him?
No, I've known Andy because he worked for Bob Huggins, and you know, he was at Cincinnati with Hugs for a number of years. That's where I first, you know, remember meeting Andy, and he's done a great job at Ole Miss. I've never coached against Andy before, but he's done an outstanding job during his tenure at Ole Miss. He's had a lot of success, and you know, so he does a really fine job.
As a coach, going in your first time against Ole Miss, is there any added pressure, any added anything to this game for
It's
you?
the biggest game of the year for Mississippi State, as it is for Ole Miss every year in terms of the rivalry. And I've been in rivalries before, and this one is you know, very, very special. I mean, people here at Mississippi State care more about beating Ole Miss than they do any other game of the year.
Dropping another close one, how's your team's demeanor coming off of that?
Yeah, and it was really, I mean, that may have been the toughest loss we've had, because, you know, we had the lead twice in the last 2 minutes. Once with the ball and once without the ball. In the last minute without the ball, and we got the foul called, you know, away from the ball. But we had a good practice yesterday, and guys are, you know, I think they know that we did a lot of good things. So you know, it's not like we're, even though we haven't had a win yet, we haven't been blown out of any game where you said we never had a chance in any of those games. So you know, they know that they're right there.
So where you mentioned after the Florida game that y'all went back to the zone. Are you planning to do that again for the Ole Miss game?
I beg your pardon?
I saw where you mentioned after the Florida game that y'all went back to zone again.
We didn't.
Did you not? Okay, I thought I read that wrong. Is it still the plan to go man to man?
Yeah.
Has there been anything in practice, like obviously Gavin, you got some of the guys, a lot of foul trouble and things in Florida. Has there been anything this week to try and avoid that? Is there anything you can do in practice to try and?
Yeah, you know, we did. We did a little drill for him. I mean, he's got to, you know, he comes out early and he had a couple quick fouls fouls in a few of our games recently, whether it's man or zone. You know, in that last game, you know, he's coming out, you know, swinging at the ball, and he's just got, you know, do a better job of being discerning about, you know, what shot you're trying to contest versus walling up. You know, in our game against Tennessee, he had 3 fouls on offense. They weren't even on defense. So I mean, he's got to be, you know, do a better job of making better decisions.
And at the beginning of the year, you called Malik Newman a one-and-done player. Midway through the season, how has your opinion changed, or how you feel in that situation still?
I mean, I still think he'll have his opportunity to make that decision once our season's over. I mean, that'll be up to him and his father, you know, based on the information they get, and, you know, what they think is best for his future.
You
But
coach.
there's no question that he'll still have a chance to put his name in. And now with the new rules, he actually could put his name in, go through the whole process, and still come back, and you know, it's effective immediately.
You've coached a lot of, you know, those type of talented players. Where does he compare? I mean, do you think he's good enough to go to the next level after this
And
year?
he'll be an NBA player.
At the beginning of the year, you talked a lot about trying to get Gavin Ware more involved. How has he done so far this season? What more would we look for him going forward?
He's got to stay out of foul trouble. I mean, he's been more involved, no question. I mean, I didn't even realize till the last game that he had 16 in a row of double-figure games, which is the second longest streak in the history of Mississippi State basketball. I was unaware of that. But we do definitely need to get him the ball. I mean, he shoots at such a high percentage, and he shoots great from the foul line. You know, I mean, and I talked about that going into the season. Not only when he gets fouled, it's good for us because he's shooting over 80%. I think he has the highest percentage on the team, right there, you know, from the foul line.
When you look at the final 5 minutes of the games, what do you see that's happening? Because you're in every single one of them. What's happening in those final 5 minutes?
Well, you know, if you want to go game by game, you know, it's fouling, you know, and that's 2 of our last games. I mean, Tennessee, we're down 62-60, and we're fouling instead of making them get it from the field. Same thing the other night. Now, did I agree with the call? I mean, you know, it wasn't, you know, in my opinion, advantage, disadvantage. I mean, you know, you have to have the advantage. You have to be disadvantaged before you make a call with the game on the line with 43 seconds to go. But that's, in my opinion, on the call that went against Travis. But we got to play without fouling. So it's, you know, it's the judgment of the official that makes that call. You know, the one that went against Tennessee was definitely a foul. It was just, you know, an easy play to make. But, you know, we've got to play without fouling. We got to get stops there down the stretch. You know, we had some shots that were, you know, we had, you know, Eric Holman. I mean, I talked about the fact we had our three big guys, you know, Holman, Gavin, and Johnny, all foul out combined in 42 minutes of play. We got to play better with continue to play good man defense without fouling, which is a concern. It has been.